Alright, let's get it. Got to start making plans. Whether, you know, you're asking for a flash in certain places or, yes, I'd say simple, you know, but not coordinating it all with your team before the round, you're kind of just leaving some RR out there. Regardless of if it goes well or not, like, making plans is huge.
Hawk out! Blinded.
Reloading.
Enemy spotted A. Okay.
Reloading.
I would recommend coming around this corner a little bit more mechanical with it. Like, you open yourself to so much space here where, you know, you want to peek just showing this little sliver of area first if someone's holding this, and then slowly expose yourself to the rest of this. You're exposing yourself to a lot really quickly, which, you know, luckily there's no one there, but, and then same right here. You're kind of getting right up on there, so if someone is in this corner to the left, which is a pretty common spot, they have a shorty or even a classic, I mean, they can just peek right now and blast you second this. And now you come around and clear it, and you kind of clear it a little bit lazily. That's, you know. Nice shots.
Cover going out.
Reloading. Hey! Reloading.
Out of charges.
Ended.
Unfortunate.
One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
On my mark.
Spike planted.
Caution here.
And I'd start practicing more comms. I mean, even things as simple as like holding window, so that your teammates know, you know, what you're holding, and honestly, the more that you communicate things like that, the more your teammates going to communicate things like that. And
One time.
it's gonna be better for everyone the more comms y'all have.
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
Alright, you got an anti-eco here. Again, you want to be trying to plan something and reminding everyone to play together because it is anti-eco, and giving away guns on a round like this is not good. And immediately I see all four of your teammates going C. You're a duelist lurking mid. I mean, someone can just dead zone you from garage. You're exposing yourself to a sliver here. People will walk out on anti-ecos, on their ecos, and look for these crazy timings, you know, that you're not going to expect because it's a little bit stupid of them, but because they're on eco, it's not as stupid. And, you know, Woohoojin recommends doing stupid, crazy things on your eco all the time, so you need to be aware that, you know, you could be getting flash from garage. Phoenix plays garage all the time with those early flashes. And look, 73. If someone's garage right here, which I'm blown away that no one's peeking you from garage. You just gave away a vandal, and if you're playing a better team. That's a little bit of a glitch there.
Go get him.
Reloading.
Grenade!
Again, it's a little risky to be peeking out, pushing out like this when you know there could be three right there. And pulling back is good. The one thing, I mean, Omen was with you, but he's got a ghost, you know, so a little bit
One enemy
risky to be
remaining.
pushing CT like that on your anti-eco.
Reloading.
CT. Gara.
Okay!
Nine,
Who's got
nine.
the snacks?
Solid round though.
Put her out with you.
Yo, Sage, can we save this room?
We go.
I can't really see. I mean, yeah, you asked Sage to save, you know, because you want a bonus. That makes sense. I would recommend looking around at your teammates, the little cards above them to see if any of them have a ghost, and see if one of them will drop Sage a sheriff or something.
Hawk out.
Got good jump peaks.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Stealing sight. Cover. Shadows.
There.
Bomb by out. Reloading.
Hey,
That's rough.
Bomb by out. Reloading.
hey,
I would practice dead zoning.
Reloading.
You kind of just walk around the corner and stop. Practice dead zoning, and that kill will become a little bit more automatic. Also, you have not full util there, but you have your nade. You can right click your nade. You can, you know, throw a satchel to put him off kilter. Kind of bump him, and then he can push in.
Hey, he's close to
But
Need you.
unfortunate bonus around that. Yeah, especially since you're a duelist, like making plans and letting your teammate know what you want to do, it's gonna help, you know, kind of dictate the flow of the round for your team.
Oh, let's go get his cube.
Reloading.
Gara. One gara.
Your crosshair placement is really wild. Like, if you watch as you enter, okay, you're throwing the bot right here, but then it kind of dips low, then goes high, and comes back down a little bit. Kind of indecisive about the nade there. So, I don't know if you're thinking about the nade while you had your gun out, but until you're actually pulling your grenade out, your crosshair should be a little bit more steady.
One gara.
Spike planted.
Ceiling.
Oh, shit.
Reloading.
One enemy
Nice
remaining.
shots.
Ceiling.
Here.
Healing over here. Grenade.
Ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, right there, I would just keep holding. Like, turning around doesn't really make sense. There's no way he could have rotated all the way around in the 2 seconds that he's...
Grenade.
Ceiling. Nine.
You kind of get lucky that he's not a good shot there, but good round. And yeah, I already watched this once through to kind of get an idea, but again, these pre-rounds are crucial for planning. You know, you say, okay, I can entry with my ult, but it doesn't really need some more details on what you want, like where you want some flashes, if you want like Sky to dog up short. Right there. If you're playing against a better team, you're dead. Coming around that corner, you just expose yourself a bunch without, you know, you're sitting here aiming at the ground. Aiming at the ground. I don't know if you're playing on satcheling or something, but you shouldn't be exposing yourself like this until you're ready to satchel. He's completely blind. You need to calm down and just hit the headshot, and don't crouch spray. I mean, sometimes it's fine, but when they're blind, and this is just such a free kill that you should be hitting. You kind of can't really tell what happens there. You got nice shots on Phoenix though. those shots.
Satchel out.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted A. I think that's it.
Yeah, outside of that initial peek and then crouch bang on Reyna, I think that was a pretty solid round.
I reckon.
Morale's getting pretty low over there.
Your satchels look really good though. Honestly, I've seen worse satchels up to like plat on raises, so I can tell you you're practicing your satchels. You got some good ability there. That is a wild peek. I just would highly recommend not peeking like this, especially when you know someone's long. You're exposing yourself to a pretty good chunk of area here. And you're slowly, you know, jumping up onto this box. This is, if you're playing gold or higher, you're getting smoked right there.
Cover going out.
And your crosshair is like, sometimes it's solid placement, but then, you know, as you come around this corner, this is head height. You're aiming at the chest here. Yeah. Again, you know, you're peeking and exposing yourself here, and you're aiming at knees. So I would definitely, you know, aiming at nothing here. I mean, if you get peeked, you're not even gonna hit a foot. Gotta work on that crosshair placement when you have level changes. You know. Nice nade.
Hey!
Ooh, that's unfortunate. And again here, you know, you hit your shots, but I would just recommend not crouch spraying at that range.
One enemy remaining.
I will.
Someone get this?
If anything on that Reyna, you know, do a little counter strafe and take a shot if you miss. Maybe then, as your aim is honing in, crouch. But the instant crouch spray, I would recommend working on whether you're unbinding crouch and playing some deathmatch.
Whole cats.
But I don't think your crouch should be that automatic.
Seek them out. Whole cats. Go that one.
Yeah, crosshair placement, crosshair placement.
Wait.
Grenade.
Yeah, I don't know about this move here. I think you kind of say something.
Shit. That was a terrible idea.
Yeah,
Shot.
I would not do that.
Shot.
And yeah, you kind of got your attention pulled two ways, but you know someone's heaven and you see that you're getting peek. I would just keep your attention on heaven. Try and hit that shot. And if you get killed from short while you're trying to take the dual heaven, yeah, it is what it is. You can't really help that.
I got.
Yeah.
Again, you know, even when you're jumping around, you guys see you're mopping the floor with your crosshair. And I would just, even when you're doing this, I would recommend trying to keep a good crosshair placement. Even if you know you're getting ready for like satchels or whatever, like it should be more of a snappy, you know, aim down and then back up when you're dropping your satchels. I'm doing a lot of floor mopping. You know,
Go get him.
I would let your team know you're smoked off.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Just more comms, letting people know. Platform. Alright.
Reloading. One enemy remaining.
There.
Flawless.
Alright. Team did all the work there. I don't know. Again, planning at the head of the round. You know, if y'all had a plan for you to lurk up long, it is, you know, that's fine, but kind of talking to your team and figuring out what you're trying to do.
Two then four smoker, one combine now.
And you know, I hear you talking some of this stuff out to yourself. Say this to your team, so you're all on the same page and you're all like thinking the same stuff. You know, it may be obvious to you, but it's not necessarily obvious to everyone on your team. And the more you can pull your teammates' focus into the game, the better your team is gonna do. And you can say, well, it's not my job to like let my team know, but I mean. Again, here you're just kind of like, okay, so the dart went somewhere else than you're expecting, and now you're kind of calling an audible, but not talking to your team about what's going on. They're still hitting A. Omen doesn't know what to do. Just kind of sit in lobby. Solid pick.
Oh, fuck.
Don't crouch right there. You have cover to your left. I know you want to take the fight. It's a little bit of an overheat here, especially the crouch spray. Duck behind the wall to the left to throw an nade, or kind of reset your aim and dead zone a couple of shots, or something. Also, I mean, calm where Omen is. Your team doesn't know exactly where Omen is. Like, maybe they should be looking at their maps when you take that fight, but no sense in not letting them know. That is, I mean, yeah, your teammate's out here, but this peak is just not good. Just knife out, looking at the ground, fully exposed. It's a big area. I mean, Sage or Sky is over here, but you know, if someone's behind these bricks and they dead zone from out here, like you're just so free right now.
Reloading.
Gotta clear that corner behind the box. You did it earlier and then not this time. I don't know if you saw something I didn't, but...
Grenade. Grenade.
That's unfortunate. I'm kind of got timing there.
Here.
Shadows traveling. Shadows
Peak is... Again, I mean... Okay, you had solid crosshair, and then it kind of comes down to chest level as you come out. You know, their head's going to be a little bit higher than that. It's a little bit nitpicky, but, I mean... Yeah, you're also exposing yourself. Like, if someone had walked out cubby, you know, their head's going to be up here. Kind of got this, like little crouch thing going on. I would recommend not doing that. You know, like doing these little crouches as you're coming around.
Bomb buddy out. Satchel out. Satchel out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little unfortunate you're taking some pot shots, but anytime there's a smoke this deep, you gotta be aware that, you know, there's a really good chance they're lurking in. And I'd also, after the round, be asking your Omen to smoke deeper. You know, the smoke shouldn't be like this. It should be like this, or at most, like, the edge should be right here. It's easier to hold angles, but whenever you're holding a smoke, you should be aimed right here, or like right here, because those are the two most likely. Like, people aren't gonna walk out this way. That'd be psychotic. Unfortunate. And I think you're crouch bang here. I think you got caught off guard a little bit, but again, practice on not crouching immediately.
My elf not work.
Oh, the fuck.
Standing.
Hey, they're both missing.
Yeah, I would have potentially calmed that a little bit earlier. I mean, well, I guess you could comment here.
One garage, one garage. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Player
Someone just
standing.
seems a little bit clueless.
They're
Fortunate.
Last round before the switch. Need a drop.
Don't save anything. Last chance.
Use that stuff.
Let's start this party.
Yeah, so, you know, last round on offense, I don't think y'all really came up with any solid plans the entire time on offense. You know it can be a little bit overwhelming to try and think of something every single round, but you can also try and get your teammates to put out ideas, look at what ults you have, what ults your enemies have, and start planning your rounds around this. Like, where are your enemies playing? Are they playing in consistent areas? I can't stress enough, you know, Wahujin talks about it a lot, but pre-round planning is just essential to success. Yeah, I don't know. Like the blob peak, not crazy about it.
Joke's over! You're dead! Cover going out.
Hitting B kind of just because there was no real plan, and seems like that's where you and Reyna gravitated towards. Wahujin talks about this, but generally you don't want to hit B on this map unless you're having no success on C and A. And that's just not the case. I mean, you guys have been crushing it, you know, kind of winning both sites generally at will. B hit here makes no sense to me. I mean, it has a little bit of surprise factor, but you give that up by loudly breaking the wall and walking up.
Joke's
Okay, they already
over!
know you're here. It
dead.
doesn't really make a lot of sense to walk. Reyna gets hit. I don't know what this smoke is. What in the hell is that smoke? That's crazy. But, you know, okay. 4v5, you gotta reset here. You know there's at least two here. Sage and Phoenix. You gotta reset and change something up. Going in here is not good.
Set.
Yeah, they're stacked here for some reason. Or by the time, you know, you guys got around to pushing into sight. It is what it is. All enough though.
Sage can take garage, OC.
Looking like you're playing the site with Sky.
For fuck's sake, bro.
Yeah. Instead of focusing on whatever it is that you're worried about here, start talking to Sky about how you want to play this. You know, if you want a flash somewhere, if you want her to dog from sewer, so their attention is kind of on sewer. I would recommend some sort of flash and then nading or something. It doesn't have to be a seize. It doesn't have to be a seize or a stun to pair with a wraith. You know, I'm immediately calming. Sova's darting A, letting your team know.
I'm out.
Good job pulling back here though.
Coming up, man.
This positioning is a little bit wild. You get the kill here, but like you're just so exposed, and you're holding your crosshair super close. Look at, I mean, you have a nice adjustment, but look at how far you have to swing from where you held your crosshair.
Coming up, man.
No one's reaction time is good enough to hit, especially while they're kind of, you know, kind of dancing around here as you're waiting to take the gunfight.
Coming up, man.
Like moving backwards, you know, I know you have, unless you're like using the cover or something, or if you're trying to get over to like maybe a bit more of an off angle, yeah, the positioning is a little bit weird. And then, yeah, hold your crosshair more out here. So by the time you're able to react, you can, you know, she's going to be walking into your crosshair.
One down.
Fuck.
Grenade! Bomb buddy out.
Okay. This is, yeah. I mean, unfortunate that your bot didn't see it, but
Bomb buddy.
you have to be aware of timings like that, where someone can easily dodge, whether it's your boom bot or, you know, if you were on initiator and there's a dog or something. Those timings exist, and they can kind of sneak past those automatic pieces of utility. And let's see how you push into the smoke too.
Bomb buddy out.
What?
Decent.
What
Kind of
is
got timings, but gotta be aware of that.
God, what the fuck?
And ask your woman to smoke deeper. Like, these smokes are horrendous. You know, generally speaking, you don't want a bulge out onto site. Don't be an asshole about it. Don't be like, oh, your smokes fucking suck. You can think that, but they should be a little bit back here, a little recessed into wherever they're smoking. Just nicely ask for a little bit deeper of the smoke. Not a huge deal, but you know, finding ways to help your teammates improve on little things like that can make a big difference, especially at the beginning of a half. If they know what you want, what your expectations are, be communicating respectfully, then that'd be easier.
Grenade.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted. C.
Alright. Okay, so while you're grabbing that, you should be seeing there's 3 here. They got no trips. It is anti-eco, so okay, on this one it's fine that you're not kind of blanking. I think there's another round later on where I would have recommended blanking faster.
Spike planted.
Shut the fuck up.
Enemy spotted. C. Reloading.
Hawk out.
One dead.
You gotta help your teammate
remaining.
there. Or I
Last
wouldn't
player
generally
standing.
recommend walking through with slow, but it worked there. And you're helping your teammates, so it's all good. Nice shots on Omen. I think this might be the round I was thinking of.
Grenade.
Okay, so now you're on anti-eco. You know your enemies probably have better guns than you. You hear the C call, see the dart. You start to rotate, and then you kind of change.
This is our save.
Enemy spotted. C. Enemy spotted. C.
Honestly, it's wild that you get killed here.
Spike planted.
I generally would not expect that either. But even if you're not expecting it, you still need to check corners.
Still hit me.
Like, super common ratty play
Last
right
player
there.
standing.
This is so bad.
And calm, like, you know, you should be calming that you got killed, and that there's probably gonna be a late flank or a late, you know, push from long, because you know it's not on your map that this is walled, but you can see that it is, and you know you saw this back here
Last
when this
player
Omen
standing.
is teleporting up. Okay, you should be telling.
This is so bad.
And he should probably be more aware that there is a flank because of that blind, but say something, and your teammate will be more aware. Definitely got to work on the comms. Like, what are you holding? What are you doing? What's the enemies doing? Where are they?
We can double up short.
And, okay, you know, you try to make a plan here last second, but there's 5 seconds. There's no specifics to the plan. Come up with an actual plan, like, hey, let's push up short together. Or, hey, flash out short. I'm going to peek off. It's just saying, hey, come here. I mean, like, especially with like 3 seconds left. This guy doesn't know what you want.
Wall raised. Wall raised.
I would slice the pie a little bit more. And if you don't know what I mean, it's, you know, just you just immediately expose yourself to the whole picture. Slice the pie, just little increments, peek around the corner a bit more.
Come here.
Nice shots.
Get out.
Spike down A.
Bomb buddy out.
Okay, so you let him know you're.
Hawk out.
Oh, I thought it was someone else. But I can't really tell what happened there.
Maybe they push up. Oh, don't pick that.
Hawk out. Spike spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Satchel out.
Oh, fuck.
Unfortunate.
Help a girl. Can I get a drop?
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Use your mic. Ask Raina for a gun.
He's not
Third douchebag and say no. I mean, Inspector full shield's fine, but if you want a rifle, there's nothing wrong with doing light shields in a rifle. I mean, it's super common at higher elo, but I feel like a lot of lower elo are scared to go low shield. I get it, there's not as many headshots, but your team is not calming, so you know, understand it might be difficult to see, but once you're hearing those gunshots, like, poke behind a wall and see that there's a ton of stuff happening on the other side of the map. I mean, your sage is rotating, and your team could be better about calming what's going on. Yeah,
Satchel out.
I don't know, it's tough one.
Satchel out.
Just,
Spike down.
again,
C.
nicely ask your team for more comms, like, so you can tell what's going on quicker.
I
Good patience here, knowing that someone could be here.
One enemy remaining.
Your awareness.
Thank you.
Grenade. Next.
Walking through this smoke is absolutely wild. One of the most common plays off of this smoke, when an Omen is throwing this smoke and they're on offense, they could potentially just have 5 people walked up long here and just be waiting for you. Don't push through smokes like this. Pushing into it is, you know, a little bit more okay. I'm more okay with that because they probably couldn't have gotten there. Let me check it out again. Yeah, okay, totally fine. Sit in this smoke. What I would do is go to your right here and just crouch and aim up at head level, and let them walk into it, you know. And you also want to kind of check it around what time they threw it, have a general idea of how long each controller's smoke lasts. I think Omen's is like 9 seconds, and you know, be ready to pop back around one of these corners if it's at like 7 seconds and they haven't walked into the smoke yet. But do know, like, you're absolutely dead at higher elo. You're aiming at knee level up here. I mean, there could be 5 people walked down long. You know, you might be counting on your sky to see, but there's obviously a smoke or something over here that sky can't see past. So, nice shot.
Satchel out.
Spike down A. One enemy
Nice
remaining.
satchels, nice ult. Nice shots. Overall, I mean, yeah, it's a really good game, but a lot of fundamentals to work on. Crosshair placement, especially as you're transferring from, you know, lower level area to higher level area. Like when you're going down A long, you need to have an awareness of where those heads are going to be. It's going to be much higher than when you're aiming down A long at first. Making comms, making plans, you know, working on some of those. And then besides that, I mean, honestly, I think your aim is good enough to easily hit plat. I think your movement fundamentals, as far as like jump peeking, your satcheling, a lot of your overall decision making, I think, is pretty solid. But just talking through some of that stuff with your team, I see no reason why you couldn't at least hit high gold, low plat within a couple of months of working on your mechanics. Yeah,